He was born from stone, yet destined for greatness. Some call him a demon, others a god. But the truth is, he is nothing more than the brightest spark of spirit in all of nature. You may have seen him in games, in movies, in animated tales. The Monkey King who wields his golden staff with unstoppable power. Who rides the clouds, fights countless enemies, and defies heaven itself. Hi everyone, I'm Shirley. Welcome back to my channel. Journey to the West is one of the most famous classic novels from ancient China. It was written in the 16th century, during the Ming Dynasty, by a man named Wukong from Huaiyan, Jiangsu province. The story follows a Buddhist monk, Tang Sanzang, and his three disciples, Sun Wukong, Zhu Beiji, and Shao Wujing, as they travel to the West in search of sacred scriptures. Among them, Sun Wukong, the Monkey King, became the most beloved character of all. He even inspired Japan's anime Dragon Ball and modern games featuring Black Wukong. But have you ever wondered, who is the real Monkey King? Where did he come from? And how did this rebellious monkey become one of the most legendary heroes in Chinese mythology? Today, let's uncover the origin story of Sun Wukong. Long, long ago, when the heavens and earth were still forming, at the highest peak of Flower Fruit Mountain, there stood a stone unlike any other. It absorbed the essence of sun and moon, the breath of heaven and earth, through countless years of wind, rain, and lightning. Until one day, with a crack and a burst of golden light, the stone split open. From the fissure leapt a monkey, eyes bright as fire. He was neither man nor beast. Yet when he first gazed at the world, he smiled. He learned to climb, to drink from streams, to chase the wind. Soon, the monkeys of the mountain acknowledged him as their king. They laughed, danced, and lived without care. Until one fateful day, death came for an elder monkey he loved. That night, sitting by the waterfall, the stone-born monkey asked a question for the first time. Why do we die? In that moment, his loneliness was taller than the mountains, deeper than the night sky. He left Flower Fruit Mountain, crossing forests and oceans, in search of the secret to immortality. After countless trials, he met a mysterious master, the patriarch Bodhi. The old master looked at this restless monkey and smiled knowingly. What do you wish to learn? I wish not to die. And so Sun Wukong learned the 72 transformations, the somersault cloud, and the eyes that see through illusion. He could become birds, clouds, smoke, even the wind itself. Yet when night fell, he still gazed at the stars, as if the sky itself held answers beyond his reach. The master warned him, heaven and earth have their order. Life and death have their rules. Wukong laughed softly, then I will break those rules myself. Returning to Flower Fruit Mountain, he carried his newfound power and unyielding pride. He declared himself the great sage, equal of heaven, seized the Rui Jingu Bang, and challenged the natural order. The Jade Emperor of Heaven was furious but cautious. He appointed him keeper of the horses. A title meant as honor but in reality, a trivial job. Wukong's smile shattered. With his staff in hand, he stormed the heavenly palace. Lightning flashed, golden light pierced the clouds. Celestial soldiers swarmed, but the Monkey King stood alone. I am master of my fate, not heaven's, he roared. Yet even the mightiest power could not overcome the Buddha. With a single hand, the Buddha pressed him down, and the 5 elements mountain rose, pinning him beneath it. For 500 years, he was trapped, stone against stone, unable even to dream. Wind blew, rain fell, and grass grew over the mountain. The world had forgotten the name of the great sage. No longer angry, no longer struggling, he began to wonder. Had he truly been wrong? Yet in his chest, a small fire still burned. As he watched the sunset stretch across the horizon, he realized the punishment was not loss of power, but the confrontation with his own loneliness. Until one day, a monk walked to the foot of the mountain. He clasped his hands and said, "If you promise to protect me on the journey to the west, I will release you." Wukong looked up. In the monk's eyes, there was no contempt, only compassion. He smiled, for the first time in 500 years. The golden headband was placed, the chains fell away. He regained freedom, but this time, he chose to take on restraint willingly. He became a protector, walking beside Tang Sanzang on the journey west. Through demons, traps, disasters, and betrayal. He learned patience, discipline, and compassion. No longer fighting just for himself. He fought to ensure others could reach the light. Many think the story of Sun Wukong is simply a myth. In truth, it tells of the awakening of the human spirit. Born from stone, he represents chaos and nature. Learning from a master, he represents the spark of wisdom. Defying heaven, he represents the awakening of will. Suppressed beneath the five elements mountain, he represents the trials of the soul. Journeying west to protect the monk, he represents redemption and enlightenment. He symbolizes humanity itself. Unyielding, rebellious, and endlessly seeking meaning. He is not perfect. He is impulsive, stubborn, and proud. Yet precisely because of these flaws, he is more human than the gods themselves. Sun Wukong. Born from stone, bound by fate, freed by spirit. And soon, he will not walk alone. That's all for today's episode of Shirley's Strange Tales. If you found this story chilling, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'm Shirley. And I'll see you next time, with more true and haunting stories.